Hi, welcome along to ArsenalFanTV. Now listen, Arsene Wenger's been under a lot of pressure this season, with a lot of people suggesting that this could be his last season as the manager of Arsenal Football Club. This is not a Wenger out video, but it's a video in which I'm going to ask the question, who could replace Arsene Wenger? Because whether you're Wenger in or Wenger out, if he does go, we're going to have to find somebody who can replace him, and it's massive shoes to step into because he's done a fantastic job for 20 years at this club. So who can step into those big shoes? Well, in this video, I'm going to take a look at what I think could be some of the top candidates and some of the managers who may be able to do the job. Starting off with Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe's been touted by many people. He's English, 39 years of age, so he's a young manager. And when he was appointed as the manager of Bournemouth in 2009, he was the youngest manager in the Football League. I mean, really has done great things at Bournemouth. When he took over there, they were like fighting relegation from the Football League, and he managed to keep Bournemouth up. Not only did he manage to keep Bournemouth up, he got Bournemouth promoted 3 different times until they ended up in the Premier League. And since he's been in the Premier League, he's not looked out of place. You know, with a team that is a much smaller team than most teams, play at a much smaller ground, he's managed to keep them in the league and still play very attractive football. Plays great football, Eddie Howe's teams. High pressing, good passing. He's a real tactical guy, modern thinker. Could Eddie Howe step into Arsene Wenger's shoes? Why not? I mean, the thing that would go against him, I suppose, is that he's got no experience of, you know, the real big, you know, hustle and bustle. You know, Bournemouth, they could lose a game and it goes under the radar. If you're at Arsenal, you're right in the spotlight. He also doesn't have any European experience, which again would count against him. But Eddie Howe, definitely a candidate to take over from Arsene Wenger. The next candidate I'm going to look at is one candidate that I really, really like, Jorge Sampaoli. Sampaoli is a top manager who did wonders when he was manager of Chile. He's Argentinian, 56 years of age. He won 3 titles when he was managing just at an ordinary level in Chile. And then he became the Chile national manager in 2013. And when he took over there, he worked wonders with that team. I mean, he's one of the reasons why Alexis Sanchez and guys like Vidal and that rose to prominence, all because of that successful Chile team, which was run and controlled by Sampaoli. Now, they won back-to-back Copa America titles, beating Argentina in the final, humbling Brazil along the way. He's now the manager of Sevilla, and he's doing big things at Sevilla. They're really taking it this season in the league to the big boys, taking it to Barcelona, taking it to Real Madrid. You know, he's got a great chance to win La Liga this season, and that, you know, with a team like Sevilla, shows how good a manager he is. His style of play is brilliant. He's another one of these modern day thinking managers that likes to play that pressing game of football, likes the high intensity, but his style of football is nice. He likes to pass the ball, he likes to build from the back, and his style of football would definitely suit Arsenal. One of the biggest barriers, I suppose, is obviously he's not got no experience of managing in the Premier League, and also he doesn't speak English, which, you know, that would be a barrier coming into a big club like Arsenal, but not something that couldn't be overcome. So why not go for somebody like Jorge Sampaoli? Another candidate for the job is Leonardo Jardim, the current manager of Monaco, only age 42. He's previously managed at Olympiacos and Sporting Lisbon, led Sporting Lisbon to second in the Portuguese league, and, you know, did really well with that side because it was only a very young side, but he did really well with them. Then landed the job at Monaco. He's been there now for, well, a couple of seasons. In his first 2 seasons, he achieved top 3 finishes, and this season he's pushing to win the league. Monaco currently the most exciting team in France. They scored the most goals in Europe. A free-flowing style of football is what he likes to play, which would suit Arsenal perfectly. He obviously knows French players and has brought through some wonderful players in that French league, just like the kid Mbappe that he's currently got, which everybody's raving over. is a top manager in the making, and this is a guy who could definitely manage at Arsenal. Would he be good enough? Downsides is that he hasn't really won anything yet. He's still sort of work in progress. Defensively, does he set his teams up well enough? That's been one of the weaknesses of Arsene Wenger over the year. We recently saw his team ship 5 goals against Manchester City despite being in the league. So would he be another Wenger in that aspect, in that he doesn't deal with the defensive side of things well enough? We don't know, but Jardim definitely is a serious candidate for the job. What about Thomas Tuchel? Lots of people calling out his name as a potential manager of Arsenal. The manager of Borussia Dortmund, he's only 43 years of age. Not a lot of managerial experience, but he took over the hot seat from Jurgen Klopp, and he's done really, really well with Dortmund. All right, I know they haven't won the title, but he's brought in a load of young talent. He's been continued to get the best out of players like Aubameyang, Goetze, and even though he's lost players, some of the young players that he's brought into the team, like Dembele, they're really, really exciting. This is definitely a manager that a lot of people are really rating highly. His style of football, again, similar to Jurgen Klopp, that pressing style, but he's a bit smarter with it in that he doesn't go gun-ho. He thinks about the defensive side of things as well. And his style of football and himself, his personality, just may suit Arsenal Football Club. The only thing, as I said, is he's still yet to prove it on that big level, the international level, and also to win a league in the Bundesliga. But listen, he could be that rough diamond that Arsenal need. All right, so if you didn't go for a young guy like Thomas Tuchel, what about going for experience? What about going for somebody like Joachim Low? I mean, at international level, he's won the ultimate prize, winning the World Cup with Germany in 2014. Yes, he's managed great players, but he is just a top manager, classy manager. He would play a classy brand of football, which would really suit Arsenal. 57 years of age, so, he'd be able to come into that hot seat, be able to take all the pressure that would be thrown at him at Arsenal and take it in his stride. He's used to managing guys like Mesut Ozil, or might be able to get the best out of him as well, and would really be a top appointment. The downside with a Joachim Low, apart from him scratching himself, right? The downside with Joachim Low, of course, is the fact that he hasn't really done it at league level. He's done it at international level, and some people kind of look on that and say to themselves, well, that's totally different to, managing a league club. But he looks to me the type of guy that could do it at any level. Joachim Low would be a good candidate to take over from Arsene Wenger. A lot of people have been talking about Max Allegri, the Juventus manager. He's been linked heavily with the Arsenal job. There's many people who are suggesting that Arsenal have even spoken to him about him becoming the next manager. Now, this guy is a top-class manager at all levels. He was previously a player, then he took over at Cagliari, and he did really, really well there. He was voted the best Serie A coach in 2009 when he was the manager of that club. Then he moved to AC Milan, and he led AC Milan to the title in his very first season in charge in 2010. That was their first title since 2004. Sound familiar? Sound a bit like, what's happened at Arsenal? Maybe he could come in and do the same thing. Then he's gone on to Juventus, where again, he's just continued the success. He's won the domestic double twice in a row, and he also guided Juventus to the Champions League final in 2015, where they lost to Barcelona. But this guy has all the ingredients to be a top manager in the Premier League. Many people say that he's a better manager than Conte, and look how well Conte is doing with Chelsea at the moment. What are Arsenal waiting for? Should they not be going out and trying to get this guy Allegri in? What do you think? Allegri, another top candidate for the job. The last person I'm going to talk about is the candidate that if you speak to most Arsenal fans, they say, this is the guy we'd love to see come in. He's got it all. His team plays brilliant football. He's passionate. He's a winner. He's just relentless. And that's Diego Simeone. Top manager. He's done absolute wonders with Atletico Madrid. Was previously managing in Argentina where he did well, but since he's come to La Liga, he's done brilliantly with Atletico Madrid. He's been the manager there since 2011. He's won the La Liga with them. He's won the Copa del Rey. He's won Europa League titles. He's got them to the Champions League final on several occasions. He's just a top manager, and actually should probably have won the Champions League. He's been very unlucky not to win the Champions League, going down a couple of times to Real Madrid. But he is simply a brilliant manager. Really sought after. Atletico really want to hold on to him because the fans love him, the board love him, they just love him there. But would his style be too abrasive for the board at Arsenal? Would it be, could you see Mesut Ozil taking nicely to some of Diego Simeone's antics on the touchline? Or is that just what guys like Ozil need? Someone like Simeone who will not tolerate nothing less than 100% every game. I think he'd be a fantastic appointment, but will we get him? We'll have to wait and see. So what do you guys think? I want you to leave it in the comments below. That day will come. Arsene Wenger will leave. And we don't want to have the same situation like what Manchester United had, where we made a poor appointment and then another poor appointment, and it's just taken years to get back to where we wanted to be. The next appointment as Arsenal manager is going to be very important. So who should it be? And is there any candidates out there that I've not mentioned in this video? If there is, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, and let's see what happens.